able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghanies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from
A very beautiful morning to you and welcome to Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha. This very beautiful Saturday morning, the 14th day in the month of February in the year 2026. This morning, the world marks Valentine's Day, a day associated with St. Valentine, remembered as a man who shows compassion over fear in ancient Rome. His story, whether history or legend, reminds us that love is not only about flowers and sweet works, but about sacrifice, responsibility, and standing for what is right. As Nigerians wake up to another day filled with hopes, challenges, and unanswered questions, this moment invites us to reflect on a deeper kind of love. Love for the country, love for justice, and love for the common good. This is Crossfire, where emotions give way to facts and sentiment yields to truths. You're welcome wherever you are listening to us from. Remember, I'm your honorable speaker, Tony Olisambeki. And this morning, we are going to look at the state of the nation. But meanwhile, I have to let you know that it's about 10 minutes down the hour, rough 9 here in Nigeria, and also 11 minutes down the hour, rough 5 p.m. in Brazil. Is about 11 minutes down the hour of 5 p.m. in China, as is about 11 minutes down the hour of 4 p.m. in China, rather, and also 11 minutes down the hour of 5 p.m. in Japan, and also 10 minutes, 11 minutes down the hour of 10 a.m. in South Africa. And for those of our friends who are listening to us, and those of you who are also following us through our social media handle, we also acknowledge that, and I know very well that you can also be part of this very program by visiting our social media handle. Just search Udala FM on Facebook and also Udala FM on X, and at the same time, you can also search Udala FM at Udala FM on Instagram. Irrespective of where you are following this program from, it's important to remind you that this is Crossfire, where truth prevails, where we speak the truth, uphold the truth, and preserve the truth, where we call a spade, where we can never call a spade by any other name. For those of you who are joining us from New Delhi, India, it's about 43 minutes down the hour of 1 p.m. over there. For those of you who are joining us from Jerusalem, the Holy Land, the Holy City, 30 minutes down the hour of 10 a.m. And for those of you who are in Accra, Ghana, it's about 30 minutes down the hour of 8 a.m. in Accra, Ghana. Our brothers in United States of America, especially New York, it's 30 minutes down the hour of 3 a.m. from New York. I remember our friends in Germany, it's about 30 minutes down the hour of 9 a.m. in Germany, the same time with Nigeria. And we appreciate all of you, and we say good morning to you, and good morning everyone under the reach of our voice. It's a Valentine edition of Crossfire, and trust me, it's all about love for justice, just like I said earlier on, love for common good, and love for everything we stand for. And we are going to do justice to what we have this very morning. Just like I said earlier on, we'll be looking at the state of the nation, and joining me to look at these issues around the country, everything about our political situation as of today. I have in the studio with me Barrister Ugunadi. He is a lawyer and at the same time a solicitor of the Supreme Court, a public affairs analyst, a public affairs commentator, and also would I also add that he's also a social critic. It's my pleasure to welcome you, Barrister Ugunadi.
Thank you, Olisambeki. It's a very bright morning, and I hope we do justice to the topics.
You're welcome. He just came from Enugu this morning, because I know he must have left Enugu around 6 a.m. for you to be here this very morning, for him to be here live with us on this show. He left his house as at 6 a.m. to join us here in Onitsha from Enugu. Now, let's quickly let you know some of the political roundup stories before we go straight to the business of the day. quickly let you know some of the developments across the country this very morning. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on Friday announced that the 2027 presidential and National Assembly elections will be conducted on the 20th of February 2027 in accordance with the provisions of the 2022 Electoral Act. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Joash Amopitan, who disclosed at a news conference in Abuja, said the governorship and state assembly elections are scheduled to hold on the 6th of March 2027 across the country. Edo State Police Command said it arrested 87 suspected kidnappers across the state from January 1st till date. It said it nabbed some kidnappers who carried Dane guns to pose as hunters. The commissioners of police, Monday Abunika, who spoke at a press briefing in Benin City, said the arrest was made with the help of helicopters, drone technology, gallant and dedicated police operatives. Bandits have killed the divisional police officer in charge of Rimi local government area of Katsina State, CSP Muhammad Sani Kabiru, during an operation against suspected cattle rustlers. The state government has said the Katsina State Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs confirmed that 3 suspected rustlers were neutralized in the joint operation involving security operatives and community members. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the Defense Intelligence Agency (DIA) to produce before it on February 18 an Islamic cleric, Sheikh Sani Abdulkadri Zaria, accused of a coup plot against President Bola Tinubu's government. Justice Peter Lifu on Friday, while making the order, said all authorities were subordinated under the civil authority as we are all in civilian role. 6 people have died from Lassa fever in Edo State. The Commissioner of Health, Dr. Cyril Oshomole, confirmed late Friday. Addressing a press conference in Benin City, Oshomole revealed that the state has recorded 28 confirmed cases of Lassa fever. A former Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, has confirmed that he will honor an invitation from the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission on Wednesday, February 18, 2026. El-Rufai disclosed this in a post on his official X handle on Friday, a day after what he described as an attempted arrest at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. A man identified as Wanlozie Chiwendo has allegedly killed his brother Chidebere Isaiah in Ofe community or Muma local government area of Rivers State. It was gathered that the incident occurred at about 4 p.m. on Thursday after the suspect accused his elder brother of witchcraft and blocking his sussex. The All Progressives Congress APC Secretary of the Federal Capital Territory Council Election Campaign Council and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has declared that all the APC will deploy intensive grassroots mobilization, including door-to-door engagement and youth-driven strategies to reclaim the area councils in Abuja. Kalu made his remarks while inaugurating the APC FCT Council Election Campaign Council in Abuja on Friday. And former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has alleged that the administration of President Bola Tinubu may be linked to efforts pushing for United States sanctions against a former Kano State Governor, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. El-Rufai made the allegation on Friday during a television program against the backdrop of a proposed U.S. congressional bill seeking visa restrictions and access freezes against individuals accused of serious violations of religious freedom. And finally, the African Democratic Congress has condemned an alleged attempt by security operatives to arrest former Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, upon his arrival from Cairo, Egypt on Thursday. This is contained in a statement issued by the ADC National Publicity Secretary Malam Bolaji Abdullahi on Friday in Abuja. And those were your political roundup stories, and we now come back to the studio to do justice to the state of the nation. That's what we are going to look into as it concerns elections and different political developments in Nigeria. Just stay back. We'll be right back. On the 4th of February, we saw what happened at the House or the Chamber of the Nigerian Senate, where they actually passed a bill for election repeal and reenactment bill 2026. And then there was a kind of emergency process where it sought to actually revisit some of the developments that happened on the 4th of February. And after the Senate's February 10th revision, Senate President Godswill Akpabio constituted a 12-member conference committee chaired by Senator Simon Lalong. And we know very well that members include senators like Tahiru Munguno, Adamu Alero, Adeniyi Adeboni Mary, Oju Zokalo, Abba Moro, Asukwo Ebeyong, Aminu Abbas, Tokumbo Abiru, Isaiah Jobrin, Balibo, Banigo, and Peter Weboy. These are people that we sit with the House of Representatives Committee, and the committee's role is to reconcile differences, produce a single version, and get approval from both chambers. So we're looking towards that, but the issue of real-time transmission of election results has been something many Nigerians have been debating, and many Nigerians have come out to say, if it's not real-time, no election. There are those who are saying that they will not even vote. Let's get a thought, Barrister Ugunade, on this issue. It has generated a lot of controversies, and I've seen so many social media skits, some of them tongue lashing out at some of the senators, and sometimes there was one I also saw where every senator will be called out, and then the chorus of shame on you will follow such calling out. Many Nigerians are really quite disturbed about this development. Let's get their thoughts generally about this issue of real time. There are those that say that it's not possible, that even we are borrowing the technology from there and not in any way having real time transmission. Ugunade, what's your take about this?
Thank you, Olisa. The question is this: what mischief will anybody suffer if there is real time transmission? Even if it's not obtainable in America, but I doubt. What mischief are we suffering as electorates, as Nigerians, if we adopt real-time transmission of election results from the polling booth to the collation center than manual? At this age, it is shameful for Nigeria to still be conducting its election manually. And it is the bedrock of rigging. Anything can be written. It is the bedrock of snatching ballot boxes. But if we apply real-time transmission, the ballot box will not be useless to the person. So it is stupid, it is backward, it is Adamic for us to be still going manually in our elections. I belong to an association, we vote electronically, and the result comes out clean. There's no problem. So the excuse of
hackers,
they
would hack the internet. They attempted about 12.9 million attempts in the last presidential election,
and they never succeeded.
And they did not succeed.
So why are we fearing?
That obedience have stationed hackers in Russia, in diaspora communities. That's what some of these groups are saying, because we saw the Jagaban disciples, the Jagaban apostles. They are complaining that obedient groups, they are the one who will do the hijack. They will do the hacking.
That is very, very funny. That is very, very funny. Let me tell you, technology like science, 2 + 2 is always 4. The answer must come to reality when the proper things are put in place. If we are afraid of hackers, what of banks? Banks are thriving. At least there could be 1 or 2 cases of hacking in banks, but banks are thriving and surviving. So we have to give those guards. We have to get the best companies that handle issues like that to put all the guards in place. So anybody complaining of hacker is just giving a lame excuse so that we revert to manual.
And somebody who said that if you allow this issue of electronic transmission, it's more like handing over your private and national information to the company that must have brought the technology. That you are not the owner or the originator of the technology. So once you allow the softwares that will be used for this electronic transmission, invariably you are giving out your national information to foreign countries, to foreign nationals who could use it for anything. But that's what somebody said. So what do you have to say about that?
No. What are we heard about our election? The information that will be contained in the transmission of results, real-time transmission, is the information concerning election. So what are we to hide about our election?
Remember issue of the accreditation, where every information about you, your age, where you're from, and some other information about someone. But that's offline anyway.
No. Knowing who you are, what is wrong there? What's wrong with knowing that this person is 18 years, this person has this name, this is his NIN number, this is his person, this is where he voted
for? So there's nothing wrong with knowing?
There's nothing wrong with that. The world is a global village. Why are we actually hiding?
And some people are saying that even those who use Facebook, who use WhatsApp, who use all these social media, have also put their information there. And the foreign nations also see their information.
You are in the global village. At times they will tell you, tap this act, do this. Those things we are giving out information, and these are not harmful information. Even if you're sick, even if you're sick, you're supposed to give out the information. I am suffering in this particular area.
So what happens to data privacy? Do we gonna have that if we allow electronic transmission, about having privacy to our data, national data?
Excuse me. If you are not doing anything inimical, if you are not doing anything wrong globally, if you are not doing anything that will affect the interests of the nation, why are you hiding your data? And what the company that will be doing this work will be concerned with is our data as regards qualification to elect, as regards qualification to participate in election. Why are we hiding? Other countries that apply the real-time transmission, how has it affected negatively their position as a country, politically or otherwise? Why are we trying to hide? So we should remain manual, we should remain Adamic, because we're hiding our data. So the world has come to agree that electronic transmission of results is the in thing, and it will lessen the number of election petition cases after the election, because if you lose, you see it. If you win, you see it, and everybody will see it.
So do you think those who are against this electronic transmission real time, where it will be mandatory, do you think they have anything to hide?
Of course, me and you know that they are preparing for rigging, just like what APC did in my state. They were coercing, I use the word coercing with every sense of responsibility, people, including civil servants, to register. And then they coded it with there is a hope for empowerment. So you register with your NIN and all these particulars. Is this not a foundation that is being laid for rigging? So there is nothing wrong in real-time transmission of election results. I've told you I belong to an organization that votes electronically. And the organization is so much organized. And when they vote, nobody questions it. So I don't see any reason whatsoever why we should not adopt that. Those agitating against it are those preparing to rig the election. And I tell you, Olisa, if Nigeria gets the electoral process correct, good, and going, Nigeria's problem is 85% solved.
That's what you think. If we have our electoral system as clean as it could be, but there's never a time you're going to have that. Because we know very well there could be conflicting interests. It's all about politics.
Let me tell you. I mean, 100% clean society is an utopia. A society that has no crime is also an utopia. There could be weaknesses of the system, but the positive dominates the negative aspect of it. But if you go normal, the negative dominates the positive. Do you understand? So we should go for the one with less evil, which is electronic transfer. And let me tell you the problem we have.
Okay.
The problem we have is that the beneficiaries of rigging election, the beneficiaries of manual electoral process are the persons, unfortunately, saddled with responsibility to make these laws. So they see themselves as making laws against themselves, because they know that if there is real-time transmission of election results, 93% of them will come back and they will never get back to power. The only way to launder Nigeria's political image, to launder our political system, is through this electronic transmission of voters. And that is why 85%, including myself, are agitating, let this thing be done. If we do it and we notice one or two lapses in this one, in subsequent ones, these things will be corrected. We cannot remain manual. We cannot remain analog at this age.
So you support with a full chest electronic transmission?
And I'm beating my chest to say that.
Okay.
And anybody against it is against the progress of Nigeria.
Now, I want to also ask, do you support the real-time version of it? Because when you say electronic transmission, there are people who are arguing that it should be real-time. Real-time is immediately the polling exercise is concluded. The next will be for the polling officer to fill form EC8A and ensure that he signs and stamps and then countersigning and then upload to BVAS and ensure transmission to INEC portal. So that's what some people are saying. Some are saying you can as well leave it. When we get to the collation center, you can do the upload, because from what you are saying, you support transmission, but it could be done at the collection center. Local government collection center, or you want the one that will be done at the polling unit?
No. If we want anything worth doing, is worth doing well. Let it be real time from the polling units. Why are we going to? Why are we delaying? Why the bridge between the polling unit and the collection center? It is between all these between time this time that water enters and sun enters the garage. It should be real time transmission. There is nothing we are losing, and that is what will assure a voter that his vote is counting.
Some people are saying network is an issue because there could be network poor coverage across 170,000 polling units in Nigeria. Are we going to have such network coverage even when INEC say that it's about how many percent? 93% coverage. That's what they say they have as of 2018, but they have not said anything about that. But then I listened to Amo Payton when he was making budget defense for INEC. He said that they are not in control of network infrastructure. So what does that tell you?
No, let me tell you. You see, they want to perforate the law to still favor them. Banking system in Nigeria, including banking system in those rural areas, are 80% electronic driven, and the banking system have not collapsed. Television, this transmission we are doing here, is a function of network. Is a function of electronics, and people in rural areas are hearing us. So I don't see any reason why anybody should use network failure as an excuse. If network failure becomes an excuse, INEC have done its budget. Let them include those factors that will restrict network from failing. The Senate President was the other day saying, what if there is a collapse of national grid? That was a very shameful one from him. What if there is a collapse of national grid? Because I've always collapsed. One will be attempted to think that they will deliberately make the national grid collapse. And if the national grid collapse, I now have the powers to shift the date of election. So there is nothing wrong. This network thing cannot be an excuse. It cannot be an excuse. Let me tell you, if 80% of Nigerians participate in the election, a winner can be determined from there. Because what matters is, if the margin of win between the winner and the loser is not more than the number of registered voters within that area, the winner will be declared. So if 80%, if we are operating our bank electronically, if we are living all our life today in Nigeria electronically, why should our election process be an exception? And it is the electoral process that stabilizes a country. If our electoral process is stabilized, Nigeria is stabilized because the right persons will get to power. And people who could ordinarily, who have leadership qualities, who could ordinarily want to come and participate in the politics of this country, are not participating, knowing that a gang or a cabal is holding all of us to ransom. After spending the money doing every other thing, then they will rig themselves back to power and continue what they are doing. Oh, listen, are you telling me that you are happy with the political situation in this country today? Electronic transfer cannot work. Network may collapse. But Nigeria is going on. Nigeria is fixing the election. There is security everywhere. They do not bother about that. Electronic network may collapse. This may happen. That may happen. When America bombed Sokoto, Nigeria claimed that they were aware of the bombing. America now later came and said they weren't aware of the bombing. So what type of network are we operating? Are we deliberately doing things in a negative way? Between now and the date of the election, if they are serious giving the budget, network will be everywhere that is necessary. And mind you, at the last election, they told us, I'm an IT person, they told us that even if there's no network where we are voting, that when they take the beavers machine to a place where there's network, it will capture whatever we did in areas where there's no network. So if that is the case and is real, so why are we afraid of network? And why should national grid collapse
on election day?
On election day.
Saboteurs.
And why should we not make it a point of duty that this national grid should stop collapsing? Why are we embarrassing ourselves publicly every other day? Because some types want to remain in power.
Okay. All right, Barrister Ogunadi, I want to ask you, because you've seen the two versions by the two chambers of the National Assembly. The Senate has also provided a proviso that the electronic transmission of election results shall be guaranteed by the polling officer, but situations where there is no network or network failure or communication issues, that they should resort to manual. As we saw, they put a conditional clause there. If there is no network or network issues, that from EC8A, the manual version of it shall be used as a primary source of collation. But if there is network, the one on the portal will be used as the collation material. That's Senate version. Now, on the House of Representatives version, they said there shall be mandatory electronic transmission of election results real time to INEC portal. It stops there. But it didn't tell us whether it will be used for collation or not. It has only said there shall be mandatory transmission of election results to INEC portal, and that is where it stopped. And it didn't tell us further, just like I said, whether it will be used for collation or for viewing pleasure or for what reason. It didn't tell us what would be the primary materials used for collation. And some people have said there is a lacuna there, because somebody will tell you, yes, the law of the house didn't permit me to use the one at the portal for collation. It didn't stop. It didn't tell us anything there. So there seems to be this confusion. You know how you lawyers interpret some of these things. By the time you get to election tribunal, you will perhaps tell the tribunal that the law is silent on the collation material. He has only said it shall be uploaded to IREF, and that has been done. And he did not say that it shall also be used for collation. So people are saying that these things are vague. Let's get your position on this matter.
Okay, let me take the Senate version first. The Senate version say if there is network,
yes,
use electronics
as primary source of collation.
If there's no network, go manual.
Yes.
I tell you where they're going. Where they're going is this. Where they want to rig election, there will be no network in that place.
How do you know? So they will
switch it off. You see, when you are talking with some persons in some positions, when they're being protective of themselves and their positions, you should, as a reasonable person, know what they're trying to do. Like states like Lagos, like Kano, where we have a reasonable population, where it's expected that more votes will come from, there will be no network that place if that version is allowed. Now, let me tell you, we have always written there for the past, say, 4 or 5 years. I wrote JAM manual. But I think at your age, you wrote JAM electronically.
No.
Okay,
I belong to older generation.
Okay, my son wrote JAM electronically. And JAM was written electronically in every other part of the country. there was a glitch, so to say, this last year. But the 2 previous years, those glitches were not noticed, which means we can run anything we want to run in this country electronically. Now, the the position we are saying, I agree with the House of Reps. The House of Reps say real-time transmission, but you say they were silent in collation. Now, let me tell you what it is. If you post 20 votes from your village to the portal, and I post 20 votes from my village to the portal.
Yeah.
We come from different villages. You are from Anambra and from Enugu State.
Yeah.
What other thing are you looking at collation? You look at 2 plus 2 and it becomes 40. What other collation are you looking at? It is for the person that plays now to also electronically collect those numbers that came in.
Remember, INEC has collation officers, and they have responsibilities.
Collation
is done based on what the law says, not based on imagination.
Not
based on any sentiment.
No.
They will tell you. Hold on. They will tell you that we can do this collation manually, and you have any law that says it cannot be done manually.
So from where are you sourcing your figure with which you do it manually?
If it says it can be done electronically.
No.
They did not say they were silent on manual.
They didn't want manual at all. Everything is electronic.
Polling officer. Let's argue this. Polling officer shall transmit the election results real time to the INEC portal.
Yes.
And that's all. And he did not. I remember before.
Well, I ask one question.
Okay.
If election result is transmitted from the polling booth to INEC portal,
of course.
So what is the purpose of the result being at the portal? Is that for
they didn't tell us the purpose.
No.
Let me also add that. Remember that the manual is what will be captured for such transmission. Hold on. The manual. If you leave any room for any interpretation, anybody can interpret it. Manual result, that's what is uploaded. These are results that are uploaded. So the law did not also tell us what will happen to the manual result that was uploaded. So there seems to be lacunas some places.
No. If anybody goes to argue that the law did not say you collate electronically,
yes,
the person is being mischievous.
The person is being mischievous.
It's being mischievous because you started electronically and you end electronically.
Let me surprise you.
Surprise me
in
now.
2023,
yes,
INEC came out and said that we are going to ensure that Nigerians see their elections, see everything at the portal, that everything will be electronically done, transmission will be electronically done. That's what INEC said, and they put that in their guideline. Only for INEC to come out and tell us there were glitches in some parts, and they resorted to manual, and that was how they did it. And it was challenged. In fact, Article P2B challenged such INEC procedures at the Supreme Court. It was one of the grounds. But what the Supreme Court said? The Supreme Court said that the law, they now quoted the law verbatim, that INEC rules are not laws. And in that very,
no, I don't think they said that. INEC guideline, rather.
Guidelines, that's exactly what I mean. That's
because the Act is a law.
I mean INEC guidelines. They are not law. And in that very guidelines, it says transmit electron. It's for a viewing pleasure. So people understand that
it cannot be for viewing pleasure.
That's what Supreme Court said in 2023.
No. Let me tell you.
That's what they said in 2023.
Listen, have you ever kept a dog? Have you ever kept a dog?
I have not.
I kept a dog as a young man. When you want to kill your dog or sell it and compliment some other family problem, you call the dog a bad name.
To hang it.
This dog had been disturbing the chicken laying egg. He had been eating egg recklessly. Let me sell it off. That was what INEC did. And let me tell you, that 2023 election, what is called Obi Wave today, was because politicians, the actors in politics, believe that electronic voting has caught up with them and their sins. Do you understand? And all the effort to rig were not there. And some of them, after the election stage, are regretting it if they know it's going to boil down this way. So why, the moment we get it right electronically, and the moment we all know that this thing is going to be done electronically, rigging will be discouraged. And let me tell you, it is very, very hard to obtain a presidential election in an African country. And the Supreme Court, when they are, or the courts or the tribunals, when they are making some decisions, they also look at what will be the result after this decision here out there, the effect of this decision out there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Let me now put you in a clearer perspective. In the case of Mobo and Dono, the court gave a decision, and in that decision, the court entered the caveat that this decision should not be used as a precedent in Nigerian courts. Mobo and Dono, they entered that caveat. So some decision could be taken for obvious security reason and not to cause crisis or chaos in the country. But what I'm trying to say is that if we start electronically, it follows naturally.
What stops the House of Representatives from adding another clause that these results so transmitted electronically shall also be used for collation? What stops them? So that it will be very clear. It becomes very clear.
I appreciate your worry. There's a committee that I'm set up to harmonize. Maybe in the committee will not be bringing this clause we are quarreling with. You know, this law, we keep on amending and amending and amending and amending. Yeah. So this will worry. I suppose we are communicating, and people who are there should also hear this thing and consider it a serious worry, and then add it so that the fears will not be there. By the time we get this electronic voting correct and perfectly done, we find out that some of us that used to go for election petition tribunal will be out of job.
Because you'll be out of job?
Yes, but I don't quarrel. I prefer it.
You prefer to be out of job?
Let Nigeria be correct. And
so Nigeria working or having good recruitment process?
Exactly. Good recruitment process of their leaders. I would prefer to stop going to election petition tribunal for Nigeria to have good foundation to elect their leaders.
Do you think
let me tell you this. Right. I know a very big lawyer in Anambra State here. We used to be at the election tribunal together, and at a stage he said, I will stop doing this election matters in Anambra State. I feel guilty after doing some of these cases.
He feels guilty.
Honestly, lawyer was saying that. I won't mention the name. Say he feels guilty after doing all these cases because he knows where the thing is shifting to. But with technical grounds, the other person take it, and all of us come back to suffer it. So how will I be happy that I benefited little financial advantage?
How is it little?
Exactly.
100 million, 50 million. That's why people call.
Even if it is in billions, and then the people out there suffering, including my brothers, my sisters, my siblings, and my friends. So we should yield certain things so that Nigeria will.
I'm worried because I'm worried. If you look at U.S. elections, no petition after election.
That is it.
If you look at UK elections, no petition.
Because if you look,
but here, petitions everywhere.
In short, pre-election, you will know that you are losing. From what do they call it? From opinion polls, you know that you are losing. You know your percentage, and the election more often than not play out that way. So it is because we are deliberately doing it the wrong way that election petition tribunals are surviving. If we are getting it right, there is no point for election petition. You remember in I think it was Clinton and Trump in their first election.
Oh, okay.
There was a suit, and it was handled within days. That is what it's supposed to be. If it's been done electronically, okay. If I come in here, probably there's a camera here.
Yeah.
I come in here, I take this phone and walk out,
and
then someone takes me to court. I say, you stole a phone in Udala radio. I said, I didn't steal a phone. And then the camera is yielded, and I've seen myself stealing a phone. Will I keep on denying that? So electronics have made the world very micro. It's a small village. If we can use electronics, there is network to write down.
Another way of denying
of
denying things digital. You just use a case of stealing a phone here. Somebody can say it's AI.
It's AI.
Artificial intelligence. Okay. You know, sometimes some people will tell you that it was AI that generated those election results.
No,
at the portal.
See. The IT technocrats, they know AI generated information.
Of course.
And if you are watching something in your phone, if it is AI generated, you will also know. You will see a horse inside the river, an ocean, and you see an eagle come to carry from the ocean. You know all that is an AI. If somebody is talking on AI, if you are watching the lips, you know that
not synchronize.
Exactly.
But there are some very advanced AI. You are talking about the low AI. There is very advanced AI. You will not even detect the difference only if it is subjected to AI lab. That is AI laboratory. If it is subjected to AI laboratory, the laboratory with advanced software will be able to detect it is AI. Humans cannot even detect it.
And you know you just answered yourself. And you know that electronic activities can be done in minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we fear that a result is AI generated. Instead of going to the election petition tribunal, we go to the AI lab. And the AI lab will give us the answer.
So no more going to election. We go to AI lab.
The AI lab will give us the answer. Do you understand? And let me tell you, if America can hold their way, if UK can hold their way, and other civilized countries can hold their way electronically without manipulating it, with all their intelligence, with all the Elon Musk, without manipulating it, why can't we?
Remember why many Nigerians are arguing for electronic transmission is because of the fraud orchestrated by some of these politicians. By the time they from EC8As move from the polling unit to the ward collection center, from ward to the local government, from local government to the state, these human interfaces cause a lot of damage to the country. A lot of things do happen in between the lines. But does that cure the issue of vote buying and vote selling? Because it's another thing. If you're talking about electronic transmission of election results and then how these things are collated, what about vote buying? You have not even solved the problem of rigging.
No. Let me tell you, there's an extent you can go with vote buying. There's just an extent you can go with vote buying. And let me also tell you, majority 60% of current voters in Nigeria are youths who are conscious of their tomorrow, who know that when this thing is gotten right, it is gotten right for them, not people retiring. In those days, a poor woman in the village, you can convince the person with 20 naira and he vote the way he wants her to vote. But these days, the youth vote the way they want to vote. That was how Obi Wave worked. In the last election, I was in the village. I was in my polling booth. I know what I attempted to do, and I know how I was embarrassed. I say this boldly on air. I know how I was embarrassed, even with the small money that I was parading, because you know that there was no cash that period. Exactly. I was parading some cash, but that cash was stuck on my hand. I could not deploy them.
You could not deploy them.
I could not deploy them to the election. That is happening because the youth are the people voting now and commanding the vote.
Remember,
if you give an old woman 20,000 naira in the village, the son in Lagos who gives her this 20,000 every other time, we call the mother and say, don't vote for this umbrella people. I am not supporting them.
You are calling a particular political party's name.
Okay. For example, don't vote for this Bell people. The people, because of my problem in Lagos. Okay. That old man will not vote. Even if you collect.
But there are some people that did not have mothers and fathers. But I want to ask you something, because you said some politicians.
The number is small.
There was this friend of mine that told me that one of the politicians was telling him, if these people succeed with this electronic transmission and electronic collation, they are not talking about a collation. That's where they are consigned. They are not talking about collation. But if they succeed with both transmission and collation electronically, it means they have to spend more during voting. That is vote buying. They have to start packing money for vote buying because they know that result will count. But they have to see how to add to their own result. It's no more about sleeping on duty. The person was saying that with this thing, if they succeed, a friend told me, he didn't want to tell me the name of the politician. He said the politician was worried that if these people succeed, but they may yield to the pressure because America is watching. They may yield. They said that why they seem that
America is watching and Nigerians are agitated.
Why they are, it seems that they are somehow yielding. Because they cannot be intimidated by anybody. Just because America seems to have put their eyes on Nigerian affair. Yes. Many of them are very careful against, visa restriction and access freezes.
And seizing their money overseas.
That's what they say, that they know that their comments are being monitored. That's why they are very careful that they can yield to this. Even the Senate President yielding to this revision is because of America. Everybody the truth remains that if these people succeed with what they are pushing for, they have to spend more money during voting. That is vote buying. They have to buy votes. So it means they're going to pack money to buy votes. So it's all about.
Now let me.
That's what it implies. Curing one problem and also expanding the other problem. That's what it is.
Anybody resorting to vote buying is a stupid person. Let me tell you, vote buying works with what we call vote and show. But if it is electronics, you cannot vote and show.
You are not voting electronically. Hope you're aware.
I'm coming. Vote and show is this. One local politician will be standing, the person that gave you the 5,000. and you vote, you do it like this, the person is sure that you voted. That is vote and show.
Okay.
But let me tell you, if we are going electronics and real-time transmission, there will be no room for that vote and show on that election day. And if we are serious with the security on election day,
who provides security? The politicians.
I am coming.
Those in power.
See,
and people say that security.
I started by saying if we are serious,
okay, if we are
security,
serious. Okay.
there will be no vote and show. And let us still go back to 2023, the Obi wave. There was vote buying, there was everything, but the politicians were very apprehensive of the electronics thing because it was strange and alien to them. And I tell you again, on the voting day, when they set up their voting machineries, and all the party members that have candidates are there, this vote buying thing will not be possible as we think. And when the politicians think that they are amassing more money, that they will spend more money to buy votes, they are just amassing money to waste it, because vote buying will not thrive. I have told you that the 80% or more than 80% of current voters are the youth whose future is being cannibalized, bastardized, and destroyed by the politicians. No amount of vote buy will convince the youth the other way. And I have told what happened to me like 2023. I said the little I had in me was stuck. I couldn't use it. I couldn't deploy it.
Oh, you wanted to deploy money for your party?
I didn't say I wanted. I said I couldn't use it. It was stuck. That's where I ended. It was stuck in my hands.
Okay.
So vote buy can only work with timid villagers that have nobody guiding them. Okay, only sir, as a person, will anybody buy your vote?
No.
At least for the most local election, they have assembly.
You know, Nigeria is poverty stricken. There are places that these things will solve. I'm talking about in remote areas in the northern and southern part of the country where they cannot even see 1,000 naira. So 1,000 could mean so much for them. You're talking about areas where we are okay.
Now, let me tell you, those people in that category that would not see 1,000 are not politically conscious. So they won't even come out to vote. It is when they offer their vote for you to buy that you can buy it. So the persons that actually come out to vote are the youths who are already politically conscious. Mind you that the world is advancing every other day. We are learning every other day. We're becoming conscious of our environment. We are seeing it that a youth, probably some of us that came from very poor family, are seeing how the Minister for Works wants his 23 years old son to become a local government chairman. That is because he's the brightest person in that local government. We are seeing now it is being rumored that the son of the president is preparing to be the governor of Lagos State. We are seeing how I think a week again is another person the son for House of Reps. I think
El-Rufai has a son in the House of Representatives. Exactly. I'm not sure it was so when he was governor.
Exactly. And another person, I think from River State, I probably tell him, if you don't want God for that reason, withdraw a son from the House of Assembly.
Okay.
Do you think that the youths will be clapping for these politicians and the Indian case system that they want to bring to this country? The youth will not take it.
Remember, the youths, when we say the youth, who are the youths? Because the president said he's a youth too. So let's look at
he's a youth in his own class. I don't want to quarrel with that. He's a youth in his own class.
Let's leave the issue of this electronic transmission because the harmonization committee will be sitting on Monday.
Exactly.
And by that time, we are going to follow up and then see what they will be doing to see if they can produce a single version of that very amendment act from Mr. President to sign.
Yes. Before we leave this topic, I want to tell you the behavior of some of the senators that are doing damage control. Yesterday they will say, I vote against electronic transmission. The following day they will say, I support. It's damage control, it's image laundering. And we all know where they are going. And we all know them.
All right. Let's leave that. We have a disturbing story in Kwara State as we speak right now, because we are learning that these terrorists, they have written a warning letters to some communities in Kwara State, that in the last 6 days they had sent letters to 4 different communities threatening to strike at any time. And we learned that on Thursday a letter was dropped in Era, a community linking Inaja and Aho towns in Oyun local government area of Kwara State. And the terrorists had earlier sent a threat letter to Dunchigogo community in Kaima local government a few days after the February 3 attack on Wuru town, which left over 176 people dead and 38 abducted. The trend now in Kwara is that these terrorists will first write letters dispatch them, and they will eventually.
It boils down to poor political management and porous security. Let's start with the the last attack in the Kwara community. The defense headquarters said that the information came, intelligence came that these people say they want to come and preach and they have problem with the villagers, and then they deployed troops. The troops stayed for some 2 weeks and withdraw. And when the troops withdraw, these people actually struck. So now, if defense, I was embarrassed by that statement from the defense headquarters. If defense and they said that these bandit attacks are more predominant in rural communities that are far from the cities. Now you know your problem, you solve it. Now, if there is actually a threat, and you know that there is a threat that when they threaten, they will actually strike. Why didn't they station a small army base in that community to be there permanently, or at least to be there for 1 year? If they had stationed an army base, no matter how small, in that community for the next 6 years, I mean 6 months or so, I doubt if that.
They will choose another community.
I'm coming. I am coming. I doubt if that action would have happened the way it happened. And pity enough, when human beings are killed in this country, we talk of them as if we are talking of inanimate objects. They are human beings with right to life, sacrosanct. And the government is not even interested in how these people are secured, but how to gather votes. I hear some political people saying grassroots, door to door, window to window, that to that.
Yes, that's the
for
process.
the purposes of election.
Yeah.
For the purposes of election, politicians will assess every rural community.
Yeah.
They will be their friends. But after the election, they will be abandoned to their
We
friends.
know that for sure. But we are
So, what I'm
concerned
trying to
about
say-
this
what-
security.
what
If they write to this community and if they try to secure themselves, they will write to another community. There are many communities. There are over hundreds of thousands community in this country. And if you look around, there will never be a time army will station all their personnel in all the communities. So what do we do?
Let's go back to electronics also.
Electronic what?
Electronic security.
Electronic security.
Yes,
That's
bro,
what
I'm
you
coming.
want.
Yes, listen. Practicable. It can be done. In America, even in South Africa over there, if you steal, they will be chasing you on ground and they'll be chasing you from the air. No hiding place for you. If there is enough drone, if there is even a make-believe or something near, there is a breakdown of security here and some persons were arrested and dealt with, there could be some fear. These persons sending these letters are human beings and they are not living in the air. They are living among us. If there is a conscious and deliberate decision to fish them out, they could be fished out. Okay, why did all of us were saying Sambisa Forest? When America came, they know where the direction was and they struck. So why is Kwara State now the point? Why is Kwara State now the center of action? You ask yourself, that diverting attention. All these things that is happening in Kwara State, I don't believe they are cooked in Kwara State. And before they attack these communities, no matter how rural, no matter how timid, they pass through a road. And they don't go with one motorcycle, they go with many motorcycles. And I believe there's army base in Kwara State as a state. Yeah? And I believe that those communities can be assessed. If the army want to assess it, the army is trained to do rugged things, to take risks.
Okay.
Do you understand? The army is trained to gather intelligence.
So you are saying
the first is where is this data coming from?
That is
where
it.
Are they writing
now,
from?
you made a very vital point I want us to buttress because we are also looking at time. You say that we should go into drone
Exactly.
system of manning these areas.
Yeah.
I'm aware very well that, in fact, Mr. President was in Turkey some weeks back, and then we know very well that
With a long suit, yes, we saw him.
Mr. President, and then Turkey, they had done so much in the area of technology, using technology to safeguard themselves. And if you look at their defense budget in 2020, I think it was about $20.5 billion. That's much like our entire budget. That's what they use for their own defense. And if you look around, Turkey had invested about $1.5 billion on unmanned system, including drones and related technologies, with the majority of that focused on R&D. And when you talk about R&D, research and development, do we do research? Yeah. How much do we dedicate for research and development in this country? So I'm telling you that even the $1.5 billion they invested in unmanned service, an issue of drones and technologies, do we have what it takes? Because if you look around, the money with the president and those in corridors of power, the money they spend for travels, moving around the world, junketing, can we spend up to $5 billion in unmanned service using drones to secure most places that the physical appearance or physical presence cannot really be possible? Can we?
We can spend far more than that. Only, sir, any politician that they expose his atrocities still in billions. And you multiply that billions by 36 by the number of years they spend in power, and then you multiply those billions by the number of ministers in Abuja and other aides, they're still in billions. Look at just Malami, the figures that are churning out. Look at Alison Madweke, the figures that are
You're saying that what Malami allegedly stole and the Madweke stole can even purchase the drones we are talking about.
What I'm trying to say.
Can buy this unmanned drone service.
I'm telling you, if you go to civilized countries who still carry gun along the street that chasing armed robbers,
they don't use guns again.
They don't use it again. It is electronics. So, and these people, we know we can hazard a guess where they stay, that they stay in bushes. Somebody in the bush can be easily circled. Because if you circle him in the bush, he'll be forced to come out to town. And when he comes out to town, he will be in trouble. And if you are using drone to monitor a particular bush, when these letters come to Kwara State, what if we have electronic security system? They should deploy them to all the bushes in Kwara State and smoke out these idiots where they are. Right. But we deliberately don't do this. You see, I pity this country. And I think our generation is cursed. Our generation is cursed by the type of leadership that we have.
Oh, the leadership caused this generation, or who
the
caused
leadership caused this generation?
Oh, they caused this generation.
Yes, it's a pity. It's a pity the gang. It's a pity the gang.
Away from that, because we have one or two other things to talk before we open the phone lines. Remember, this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. And we are here with Barrister Ubunade. And remember, this is Valentine edition. We started by telling you it's all about love for justice, love for common good, and also love for humankind. But that's by the way. Let's get back to the city boy movement. It's one of the things trending around this part of the country. The city boys, many Igbo billionaires are members of these city boys. They have bought buses, coaster buses, hires buses, and we have known the prices of these buses. They are buying 2006 model, not 2025 model, and some of these things cost average of 200 million. We have got so many of them. The Cubanas, the Zenkos, the Sea Energies, many of them. They are preaching to people that they must vote Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And some Igbos are attacking them, saying they are sellouts, they are saboteurs. They have called them all manner of names. Let's get your take about what do you think on this whole issue, the city boy movement. And the city boy movement seems to be taking its root in Southeast. Is a political re-strategizing by Sheyi Tinubu, knowing very well that the father lost so much in this part of the country. And now he has devised another means to see if they can catch them. The city boy movement is what is trending. I don't know if you're a city boy.
I'm not a city boy in their bracket. Not because I can't afford to eat or drink alcohol as they drink, but I can't behave the way they behave.
No, city boy is a movement of the youth.
I'm coming. I know them. Just the group you mentioned. I said it's not as if I cannot feed well or drink alcohol, but I'm not drinking.
No, we don't. You don't.
I am coming. I am. No. I'm coming. They always advertise alcohol themselves.
No, it depends on the time.
I'm coming. I said they always advertise themselves. Let me tell you.
Okay.
The city boy movement is a careful political strategy to edge out the Igbos politically. If you look at politics, you see that the South is tactically taking over the place of the Southeast in the central politics. Look at the personality of Nwike. Look at the personality of Gospel like Akpabio. These two positions being held by the South is not a joke. What I think Tinubu wants to do, that is he wants to jetson the Igbo political class and go for these boys who are interested in making money and making shoes. But I assure him he will not.
Oh, you mean that the boys are more concerned in money,
of course,
contracts,
transactional.
Oh.
They are not politicians who knows the value of playing politics for their people.
Do you blame these boys for being members of City Boy because there are those who are attacking them because they are entitled to their political choices?
No.
They are entitled to their political choices.
You see, this saying about the Igbo person, if the Igbo person says he's dead and you shake one around him and he doesn't wake up, he's actually dead. I think is what is playing out here. And this other thing of Igbo Emeze, an Igbo man does not believe in the other person. But I tell you what, the city boss will be disappointed.
You're talking about being disappointed, but political choices are
no. They are entitled to their political choices. They're entitled to their decision. But let us see how it crystallizes to reality for those who employ them. But I'm telling you, and I repeat, that these city boys are deliberately deployed to displace the core Southeast politicians. And we should take it home. And
but remember, some governors of the Southeast have also aligned themselves to APC. We've seen Imo State Governor, we've seen Abia State Governor, we've seen Enugu State Governor, we've also seen Anambra State Governor. In fact, virtually all the governors, even those who may not have pronounced it, they are working for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All the Southeast governors.
Now, I take you back to what I said.
And the city boys are in town.
Listen, I can be working for you, but you don't trust me. You remember the governor of Imo State was made the chairman of the
committee.
APC Congress Committee.
Convention
exactly. Some few days after he was made the chairman, some people whispered and he was removed. Didn't that ring bell to you? APC does not take Igbo governors in APC serious as they take other APC governors, because they know these people coming into APC, these Igbo governors coming into APC, are coming to APC to protect their selfish political interests, which is, if this thing is possible to be rigged for me, Oga. It's as simple as that. They are not coming into APC because they love APC. They are not coming to APC because of the policies of APC.
To bring the stage to central politics.
That is not it.
That's what that is. That is what it is.
Excuse me. Just like because
we've seen a contract awarded to some of these projects.
Let me go Valentine.
Okay,
you see, today is Valentine Day. You see a girl, you say, "Oh, I like your hairdo. I like your dress. I like your that." But you know what you like in the lady, because a girl of 3 years can also have a very fine face that will look very, very fine. You will not be placing that girl that way. So when these governors are telling us, for those that gullible man that will believe them, that are connecting us to the center.
Exactly.
It is what they want to tell you to buy into the idea. But the truth is that they are connecting there, hoping that it is possible for election to be reached for them in APC. If these governors had known that electronic voting will be something there, will be something applicable to this election, I tell most of them.
You know why I'm saying this? Because we know very well.
So let me finish with the city boys. So the city boys, let me put it very straight.
We have obedience and the city boys.
I am coming.
Very fantastic.
Obedient.
And you are a member of obedience.
Obedient naturally evolves.
Okay, city boys is not. They are not natural.
They are transactional.
Oh, city boys are transactional.
Yes.
Obedience are not transactional.
It's not transactional.
But they contribute money.
By their own money.
They contribute money. They are sponsors.
And they don't have any hope of recouping.
And apart from that,
no.
Even these boys were not well cheered. And Yusufu and other they had issues about the spoils. The money contributed. They couldn't share it very well.
If somebody could contribute money to pursue a cause,
yes,
and he doesn't actually have a say, do you know that some 18 years old boys belong to obedient? In short, it actually erupted from that. Within that age bracket, nobody was guiding them. Nobody projected them. They came and the people joined them. We don't give.
That's organic.
We don't give shishi, and people joined them and become a slogan. We don't give shishi.
That's strategy. Their own strategy.
Do you understand?
And the city boys are using their own strategy.
I'm telling you, it is original. But I'm telling you that the city boys game is a game of transaction.
Does it matter?
It matters.
Because it's politics.
No.
The end justify the means. Even if it is transactional, the most important thing, you are doing empowerment. Obedience are not doing empowerment.
You are being Machiavellic. Why I say
is obedience not doing empowerment? But the city boys are doing empowerment.
No. The city boys are giving us rough, ready, and raw enjoyment. The city, but the obedient movement is a movement that want to reposition Nigeria. That is the difference. The city boys will give you rice, we give you money, we give you vehicle for the purposes of their transaction and business up there to work. But the obedient movement are giving you strategy, are pursuing a course that will place Nigeria in a
How
perspective.
sure are they with the cause? Because they're not doing empowerment.
How can
many of their members are hungry? Many of them cannot feed. So many things are happening. And people are joining city boys more than obedience.
Listen. Those joining city boys are the gullible ones. You know, revolution always starts with the poor. You remember the Biafran war. You remember that person that burnt himself because of what's happening with the Igbos. He's not an Igbo man. He's not even a black. So the obedient boys, they have a future. They believe in a future that belongs to the youth. And they are not today people. They are not today. They are futuristic. Most of them are not married. Most of them don't have a house. Most of them don't have any stake. Most of them are not even looking for any political appointment from anybody. But what they want to see is a straightforward, moving, surviving country called Nigeria. But the city boys, so-called city boys, they already have.
No, you also said so-called obedient boys.
Obedient boys are no. Because if they say that city boys, I also live in a city.
No, are you a city boy?
I'm not a city boy.
So you're not a city boy?
But I live in a city.
But you're obedient boy?
Of course.
You're obedient boy and you're not a city boy?
I'm not a city boy, but I live in a city. So that's why I say city boy so-called. So what I'm trying to say is this. These city boys are in a transaction. They are in a business. And mind you, these city boys are persons that have made money and want power at all costs. So the politicians saw them as, we can actually tell these boys that it is also possible for them to have power with their money. And they threw the joker to them. And they jumped at it and gripped it with their two hands. Deliberately removing the, if I should call traditional politicians from the southeast. But if you go to south, you see everybody say, Wike do this, Wike do that, Fubara do this, Fubara do that. And when Fubara joined the APC, within the first 2 weeks, it was as if Wike have lost. But Wike moves fast. The center supported him, and he has had a grip again. Akpabio, the way he oyes the government, the way he rubber stamp, will tell you that there is a big promise somewhere that he will not tell you about. And that's what is working towards. Now, the Igbo nation, the political class, are being displaced by these city boys. And it's a deliberate act. When these city boys displace the Igbo politicians, they cannot give this power. It's a deliberate act to undo the southeast.
That's your thought. That's imagination. And that's not what the city boys are built for.
I'm sorry to say this. God forbid that they succeed. But if they succeed, you see how the Igbos will be relegated further to the background.
You mean the city boys believe that Igbos should not be playing opposition politics. Join what is going on and be a decision maker, be part of the decision. You can imagine that I was listening to the former Speaker of House of Representatives, Femi Bwajabemila, when he was commissioning the Federal Character Commission. There was something he said, and I was touched. He said, as a speaker, during the Buhari regime,
a young boy then,
there was a time that loan was procured. But this loan, the details of the projects that will be used for that very loan, one region was omitted, and that's Southeast. And he stood his ground to ensure that if that region is not added, because this region that is omitted would also be part of those that will be paying for the loan that will be secured for different projects. And he was telling the Federal Character Commission members for them to always stand their ground and ensure fairness, equity, that if he could do that as a speaker, to make sure that Southeast, that was deliberately, intentionally omitted by Buhari government, in a loan they want to secure, they want to prosecute.
With the name of Nigeria.
With the name of Nigeria.
Where Southeast is a part.
Where Southeast is a part, they added 5 regions. One region was omitted, and that region will be part of those that will pay the loan sum and others. So it tells you a lot. If you are not part of those who make decisions, things like this will be happening. That's why that the city boys are telling Igbos, come and join so that you will be part of decision making process as against being on the other side. It's about city boys and obedient boys.
Okay, now listen. You see, I can be very, very hungry. But that will not mean I will eat transit food. If I eat transit food, it purge me. And I advise you not to eat transit food. Let me tell you, the way we use this word opposition, it will be as if the person that is not a part of the government is fighting against the government for no just cause. A particular political party will be in position today, and the political party that not in position of power today is seen as a party in the opposition. Now, are you trying to canvass the idea that everybody should collapse into one party and Nigeria become a one-party state because we want to support what is going on? Are you trying to say If all the people from your locality are smoking Indian hemp, and we have been advising them, stop smoking Indian hemp, stop smoking Indian hemp, and they keep on smoking Indian hemp and making decisions for you, you join them to start smoking Indian hemp so that you're part of decision making. And if they decide that Indian hemp smokers should go and kill their mothers one night, because it's the decision of the majority, you join them, you go and kill their father that night. But so what I'm trying to say is that politics evolve. It's a game of interest, actually. Yes. It evolves. But let us look at it from a game of collective interest this time around. Right. Futuristic interest this time around, not self-self. After how long does a man live on earth actively? Less than 100 years. All right,
let's quickly touch one more story before we leave. Barrister Ugunade.
Yes.
You know, you've been so much vocal in your belief, conviction, and things you believe should be. Let's quickly touch this. Look at what happened to Nasir El-Rufai. We listened to him last night where he made a confession. He talked about how
he tapped
the National Security Advisors communication line. He was able to gather that they had this meeting for him to be abducted. He said it was abduction because arrest has legal meaning. For you to arrest somebody, it means that it is not just constitutional process, but it's a lawful process. But abduction is anything unknown to the law, that it wasn't issued a warrant, that outside police which can arrest without warrant, that any other agency of government must issue warrant before arrest, as according to him. I don't know if you agree with those things he said, because you're a lawyer. But the most important thing, he confessed to tapping the communication channel, the phone. In fact, he bugged the phone lines of National Security Advisor to have the information of how he would be abducted or arrested, depending on the choice of the words you want to use.
And he also said that they used to bug their on phones too.
Okay.
I heard him.
But in all of this, remember, people are now saying, if El-Rufai, a member of ADC, bugged such phone line, that this man could also hack INEC server to inflate election result. But that's just for Facebook anyway. But the key thing now is how he was intercepted. Attempt was made to arrest him when he was coming back from Cairo, Egypt, and people were saying that he should face his sins, that he has committed atrocious sins, he has done this, he has done that. What's so wrong if he's arrested? Is he above Nigerian situation? Though he has been invited. So he said that he'll be honoring the invitation on Wednesday. So what do you see in all of this?
Now, let me tell you, bugging the phone of the National Security Advisor is what we call in law telephone wiretapping, and it is a crime known to law. And I think he was emotional.
He didn't know when he said that.
He must have said that. He was
unknowingly.
Unknowingly, very annoyed and emotional. And I think that it is not. And he also said that when he was in Egypt, he had information that he was being invited by DSS. So to me, in a civil society, you came down from the aeroplane, they told you, look, we want you in your office. He said, I heard him yesterday, he will say, whether there's DSS office in the airport, he does not know. If I'm in his shoes,
what would you have done?
I would have followed them.
You would have followed them?
Gently.
Gently.
And you see how we keep on embarrassing ourselves. He said that people in the airport gathered and prevented DSS from taking him.
Yeah.
That is embarrassing. It could also go to show that he must have also made his contact. You guys should come to the airport and these guys are coming from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you understand? And create a scene that is does not write well about Nigerians. Now, you look at it from everything they do against a politician or a politician, it will be said is political move because he was he's now in ADC. You remember he was nominated a minister by this government by the no-fly. Now, I wonder the sins he just committed recently that will necessitate the arrest some 4 or more than 4 years after being the governor of Kano State. But I'm not with DSS. But I totally, completely blame him for the action he took at the airport, and again for openly saying that he bugged the phone of the National Security.
On the condition that his own, at the point, they were bugging his phone.
And you look at it from this angle, our security is very porous. So it means that if the National Security Advisor is talking to the Chief of Army Staff, is talking to anybody have the phone facilities to bug his phone. And his phone is not gathered such that it will not be bugged.
Ew.
To show you how porous it is.
Very porous.
Because the phone of somebody in that caliber should be guarded, conscious of the fact that interest may be there to bug his phone. So it is also possible that the bandits could be bugging his phone. And then the plan we have on security will be leaking through that phone. So I think Aerofy should be properly interviewed on how he bugged his phone, and he educates the security agencies on how that is possible. Right. And they curb it. That was a very wrong signal and an emotional outburst that was not necessary, but still revealing something very, very positive for Nigerians. If the use could be put, it could be put into use.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister Ogunadi. Let's quickly open our phone lines, but we're going to first and foremost go on a commercial break, and when we come back, the phone lines will be open for you to make your submission. Remember, for those of you who will be using the Facebook, we are going to read comments on our Facebook, and I also acknowledge everyone who may wish to or who may have written anything there already. Let's quickly take a moment. When we come back, remember, is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM.
Udala Radio 104.7 FM.
Quality bread, Wendy's bread. For your family breakfast, Wendy's bread. Abachi chane dosialo, Wendy's bread. Mama, papa, they like Wendy's bread. Chicha nenyanduo, Wendy's bread. Even children, they like Wendy's bread. Wendy's bread. And in town, Wendy's bread. You get it better, tasty, we go sweet your belly. Wendy's bread. Wendy's your bachichoma. Wendy's bread.
Wendy's bread, tasty bread. You can contact us on our official address, 2nd Business Park, Enugu Road, GRA, beside FM Onitsha, Anambra State. We also have another branch at St. Michael Plaza at Tani Road. Also contact us on 070-1149-1571. Wendy's bread, your tasty bread.
Wendy's bread.
Attention job seekers in Oba and environs. Trends Lounge, Saloon and Gym is hiring. We are urgently recruiting waitresses, hairstylists, barbers, bartenders, supervisors, cleaners, spa and massage therapists. Interested applicants should submit their CVs at Trends Lounge, number 5, Zahil Street, New World Estate, opposite Sinachi Hotel, Oba, Anambra State, or call 081-0763-1901. Accommodation is available. Trends Lounge, Oba, where style, comfort and opportunity meet. Signed, Management.
CCRN Fegi Zone Estate General Meeting. Our first general meeting of the year 2026 between the Catholic Charismatic Renewal in Nigeria, CCRN Fegi Zone Estate Team, and the members of their 2 estates in Umweri and Nsugbe. We hold a meeting on Sunday, 15th February 2026 at Immaculate Heart Parish Fegi by 1 p.m. Agendas includes final arrangements for the speedy plotting and picking of Nsugbe phase and of Umweri phase 2, etc. You are advised to inform others. We wish you a happy and pleasant new year full of prosperity to enable us build houses and live together peacefully in our estates, now and always, in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Note, some plots are available for sale. For more information, please call 080-6299-3380. Announcer, CCRN Fegi Zone Land Committee.
When you think of roofing, think of strength. When you think of durability, think of beauty. And when you think of all three combined, think Best Aluminium MFG Limited. At Best Aluminium, we don't just manufacture roofing sheets. We create protection, comfort, and style for your home and business. Whether you're building from scratch or repairing an old roof, we have exactly what you need. Our products include stone-coated roofing sheets, aluminum roofing sheets, and colored roofing sheets. But that's not all. We also offer residential and commercial roofing services, roof repairs, gutters, emergency roofing services, and even durable cookwares that bring quality to your kitchen. Visit us today at 30/32 Anyika Street, Awada Obosi, Anambra State, or call us right now on 0806-416-2374 or 0706-059-6203. When the stakes are high, the debates get hotter. When the issues demand clarity, we bring the fire. Welcome to Crossfire. Crossfire, where politics meets perspective, where issues are dissected, and where no topic is off limits. From the corridors of power to the pulse of the streets, we break down the politics, the controversies, and the decisions that shape our nation. Join Dr. Tony Olisangbeki as he puts guests on the hot seat, drilling them with the tough questions, demanding the hard truths, and leaving no room for half measures. Get ready for fearless conversations and uncompromising analysis. Crossfire, exclusive on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha, every Saturday from 9 a.m.
You're welcome back. It's Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM on Nature this very lovely Saturday morning. Remember, I'm still your honorable speaker, Tony Olisa Mbeki. I'm still here with Barrister Ugunadi. We are here to also engage you, and we shall this moment commence to listen to your submissions as we go on. You have these phone lines to call 0803 221 6973 or 0803 827 6694. We looked at the state of the nation, starting with the everything about electronic transmission, and then what you have, the positions taken by everyone, the Kwara State incident where the terrorists are writing warning letters, and we went forward to the issue of city boy movement and obedient movement as well. We also have village boy movement as well, because if you're not a city boy, you could be a village boy. So if the city boys, they have their movement, then the village boys can as well have their movement. Then we looked at the interview El-Rufai granted and some of the things he disclosed. Let's get your thoughts on some of these issues. Everywhere we go, let's go straight to the phone lines. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you. Good morning, are you there? All right, please try and call back. You have to take things easy. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Speaker.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, the guests in the house.
Thank you, my good brother. Good morning to you too.
Yeah, my name is Openechukunonso from Okobole in Delta State.
You're welcome, Openechukunonso.
Okay, Mr. Speaker. I want to talk on the issue of city boys and their movement. I think there's another one I saw on Facebook that talk about the issue of village boy movement as well. So I think for me, I will advise Nigerians that those city boys are the people that have already made it. You cannot be in the city if you have not made it. To pay house rent in the city is not a 1 naira. To club and flares like them is not a 1 naira. So it is better you stick with those and the village boys and work hard so that you'll be able to come out from village to the city, because those and the city have already made it. So they are trying to come out with their city boy movement. These are the people that after working with them, they will go back and they also settle them and give them a gram of go to go, and nobody will recognize you, nobody will remember you. So it is better for you to work hard as you are in the village boy. Work with the village boys as it is big call. It is better you work with the village boys so that you will be able to work hard to come out from that village you are, so that you'll be able to come out from that village and go to the city. So God is a city boy of a thing. It's just a political movement. They are just trying to use it to disorganize the youth for their future or for the future of their children or on their born children. So it will be better for you to work hard. Leave the city boys because these people have already made their own. It is better for you to go with the village people and work hard so that you'll be able to come out. Then on the issue of...
All right, we have to let you go. We have to let you go. We have to let you go. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, my speaker, Tony Olisangbeki.
You're welcome.
You guys in the house, good morning. My name is Basil. We're calling you from Onitsha.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
From the issue of arresting El-Rufai.
Okay.
I think that arresting El-Rufai now would be a serious political miscalculation. Why am I saying it? This might trigger a lot of issues from the north. Because when we think that El-Rufai doesn't have followers, we are lying. El-Rufai has followers. Just a call and everybody gathered in airport. Court of arrest arresting him. If we arrest him, it will trigger a lot of problem in the north. And we know how north is behaving now, looking for somewhere to hold hands. And from El-Rufai, it might start from there. I think that let them be very careful on arresting them. On the issue of city boys, I think city boys are making a good calculation for me. Even when people think that they are selling out their Igbo people, it's not true. We shouldn't be putting all our egg in one basket. We have to diversify our political interests. Let these people be in the one political party and the other in one political party. So that when this one win, we will now join this. Even if the Southeast, I know formerly Obasanjo and Tinubu has never been in the same system, but they are having what they want. Every disposition, every political election, they will get their right there. So what of Igbo? If we keep on putting all our egg in one basket, that all of us support obedience. If obedience did not win again, we will go back to square one. So it's better they champion that in. But my problem there is those people have their own personal interest, their business interest. Did they have the interest of the masses? If they have the interest of the masses, I think it's a better way to go. So we can diversify our interest in political arena and have alignment there. It's very good. On the issue of electoral transition results, is very good. I think that those that are saying that we shouldn't go that way are just making serious problem. But for me, I asked Tony Olisambeki, if you are the president, wouldn't you use all your action acts to make sure you win the election? You will use it. Whatever you have, you will use it to make sure you win the election. Any other person can do it. Even P2B, if P2B become a president of the country, he will still do the same thing this man is doing because he will look for everything humanly possible to make sure he wins his election. So that is what this present government is doing, to make sure that they use everything they have, as now they have, to use it and gain what they want until they amend the election. That INEC chairman must come from the house. If it keep on being that the president select it, not to go amend that thing. If you amend it, there must be a loophole for him to get through. Thank you, my speaker.
All right, thank you so much for your own submission. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yes, sir. Wonderful morning to you, Mr. Speaker. Tony Sambeki.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yes, thank you so much, Honorable Dick, and I'm ringing from Onitsha.
You're welcome. Please go on.
Let me just go straight to the point here. I think all these city boys, the popular saying that charity begins at home. And village boys, I think they are more on the ground than the city boys. For instance, Obi Kobana, I don't think he can come down to main market here and sample his ideas or Janja, or even in a Florida, or even in Okigwe. Are you getting it? He will just be hanging around Abuja, mention them, Lagos, BI, even some part of Lagos like Mushi, Yanapaja, he can't even go there. So the village boys, to me, I think they are good to go.
So you're a member of Village Boy, a Village Boy.
No. I'm looking at this popular saying that charity begins at home. Okay. So automatically I'm a village boy.
You're a village boy. And you're also an obedient boy.
You're also a village boy as well.
No, I'm not a village boy. I'm not a village boy.
Charity begins.
No, I'm not a village boy. I'm not even in any. I'm not in any movement.
I was born in the village but lives in a city, so he's the two combined. He's the two combined.
I get it. So we are also the village now. Coming to treatment method as well, I think the president has to throw with caution here. One person have been indicted by the U.S. There is strike in the north by the U.S. and now El-Rufai. The president arresting him or even this attempted arrest. There's the way the north will look at it. There's the way they're looking at it right now. That the president is automatically against the north. You can't be a president and just be a president of the Yoruba. You select some few Yorubas, they benefit from your whatever you're doing. But you are a president of the whole nation. That is why we keep talking about good governance. Assuming that we have security in this country, the U.S. will not come in here. It's because of incompetency.
All right.
Because of time. 2 months in abroad and stay 3 weeks in Nigeria. How can you be able to control what is going on? And you keep asking who is in charge of this country?
All right, because of time, We have to let you go because of time. We are not.
Advise him to tread with caution. Let them leave the Northerners to decide where they want to be at.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Angan Peter. I'm reaching you from Mauritius.
You're welcome, Auntie Peter.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let me go just straight to these Aerofy and City Boys comment. Yeah. My own contribution is that this City Boy movement, I love it too. It's just that I'm sure they are not targeting Southeast. Because eventually they know, even before during the 2023 general election, Imo State hope, give them all assurance they will deliver Imo for them. But they lost woefully there. Abia State, the then the wicked men, they all hope to deliver for APC. They lost it. So I believe the City Boy movement is targeting to change the scenario of what happened in 2023 in Lagos and ABJ. They were trying to use the City Boy to turn the scenario so that people will not have that sagacity in Lagos State and ABJ. Then in the issue of L5, I think L5 will soon take his own cup of tea because he's not more flanny than Malami. So he's just playing with fire. With time, he will see what is for him. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your... All right, you guys should take it easy. All right, because we have so many calls coming at the same time, and then many people have been responding to some of these things. And remember, for those of you who are on social media, we're going to read it out. Good morning, you're welcome. Morning. It's good to have you.
My speaker,
you're welcome.
Good morning, the honorable barrister in the studio.
Oh, thank you, my good brother. Thank you.
Am I being heard?
Yes, please go on.
This is
we are hearing you.
Anthony Mecheta. I'm connecting this morning from Onitsha.
You're welcome.
Let me still speak on the electoral amendment that is still ongoing as we are waiting for the harmonization committee to give us our expectations. I want to say that the major problem that we have is not the lack of laws, good laws, but the management of our institutions. If America and US, the United Kingdom, that does not have the laws for real-time transmission, even though they are in electronic voting, if they can conduct an election where there will be no petitions, then what is all this ulabalo about laws here, electronic transmission? It is because of the system. The managers of the electoral system are men and women of credible degree. That is why they can go to sleep and conduct the elections, and they will believe that it is the will of the people. So for me, electoral transmission, everybody is crying electoral transmission. This electoral collection, as my speaker rightly pointed out, if it is not legally ironed out, it will awaken judicial discrepancies. It's unfortunate that we have judicialization of our electoral system in Nigeria, where elections are not decided at the polling unit, but at the court, at the tribunal. So, if mandatory transmission is being included enacted in our law, and mandatory collection is not included, it is just a fruitless clamor and protestation that we have embarked upon. Whereas last 2023 election, the Supreme Court declared that IRS is just INEC result viewing portal, not a collection portal. And if that is not correct, now we will just embark on a fruitless exercise. So if the polling presiding officer transfer that result to that IRS mandatory, and it was not used for collection, which the law is silent upon. I heard when the barrister was saying, you should know, common sense should prevail. And we have seen how judiciary capitated to 5%. 5%. We have seen how they told us the meaning of an FCT. FCT. So I've seen. So if you just leave it as common sense, you should know now. You should know now that you should use it for collection. When we're going to see about technicality overrides legality. So these things are things that Nigerians should put mind to, and not to be immersed and embellished with this electronic commission. They will include it. And now, look at the silent issue now.
All right, because of time, we have to let you go. Sorry, my brother. We are concerned about time because we are managing our time very well so we can accommodate other people. We have comments to read on social media as well. Please, let's be mindful of time. Make it brief as much as we can. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, the guest in the studio.
Barrister Ubunade.
My name is Honorable and I'm calling from Tere.
You're welcome, Honorable.
I just want to go straight to the point. The barrister said it all. City boys or no city boys, to me, it's meaningless to me. How can you tell me you are a city boy? You are representing us. While your family is in London. How many of those big weight city boys have their family down here in Nigeria, seeing what we are seeing? Our brother Kubana and Kubana chief priest, their family is in the United Kingdom, schooling up and enjoying. So obedient movement is more of grassroots. Let me just hold it here.
All right. Thank you so much for your take. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's good to have you. You're welcome. Make it brief, please.
I can't hear you, but I believe that you are hearing me.
You have to make it brief because we are looking at time.
My regards to our guest.
Thank you very much.
Let me start with that these issues of the city boys movement. Just as our guests have said, they are more politicians than businessmen. I can't blame them. They have every right to join any political movement of their choice. Just as we ourselves have made our own choice. Thank God that our guest is our member, the obedient movement.
I'm now also a village boy.
What I don't like it is trying to join obedient movement with the city boys movement. It's not the same. The aspiration is quite different from our own aspiration. What we want is emergence of the new Nigeria.
Correct.
And the giving out to the old system, the corrupt system in Nigeria. And we are following the leader of this group. And we don't want any mingling with the people. The boys that we are talking about, the city boys are successful young businessmen who are suffering from the intimidation and harassment. The leaders of that group have suffered several intimidation. We remember the video which they have put across for violation of our currency. They use it. We don't know how much he has spent over that. And also, different report of closure of his business premises. There is one of the only point in the med is that place is too noisy. That's all. That is why they fail with the business premises. And that is what is trying to do is protection for the business. And also, they are using that intimidation not only to those people, but to Igbo business people across this nation. We saw the demolition that is going on.
All right.
Ladipo market.
Okay.
Is facing another demolition.
All right.
That
All right.
is intimidation to make them to succumb. Because they did nothing for Igbos. We are facing exclusion and marginalization under this administration.
All right. Thank you so much. We have to let you go. Please make it brief so that others can as well talk. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Good morning. You're on. It's good to have you. We also have a number of messages on our Facebook. So probably after this call, we are going to take some of these messages that are lying there.
That is correct.
So let's quickly take this call. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning. Just in the house.
You're welcome. Please go on. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm from Onitsha.
You're welcome. Please go on.
Yes, to me, a city boy is just area boy that are metamorphosed to city boy.
How would you say they are area boys? These are successful businessmen. Successful businessmen. They have money. They have businesses scattered anywhere in Nigeria. So why would you call them area boys?
Upgraded.
Oh, upgraded. What does that mean? Upgraded. What does that mean?
Well, I think I agree with him. From the raw materials, we get the refined product.
Let's hear him.
So what is that? What is this? They say, my noise is this. You see how our money is being wasted? Because they're just wasting our money. If you see that type of money they're going to waste in this city, boys, please, we don't have the money.
Remember, they are doing empowerment. They are giving out a lot of things in empowerment.
Yes. Empowerment is also in the east.
Yes, in the east.
What in the east, but not in the whole Nigeria. So, they are targeting a particular place.
Their target is to capture the southeast for the presidency, but they will fail. They will for sure. They will fail.
All right.
Thank you. God bless.
All right. Let's quickly for maybe the last one, and then our guest has said that he's a member of Obedient Movement and also a village.
Now a village boy. Yeah. Now a village boy.
All right. We are seeing why you are against the city boy movement, but all the same, let's quickly see if we can just take some comments on our social media handle, because we have many calls coming in here and people are just rushing to see if they can just come on air, but whichever way, we will always read it out. So let's quickly acknowledge some of these very comments on our social media. There are many anyway, but we can take as much as we can. Okay, I'm just trying to open them so that your own will come in. Good morning, my honorable speaker, Chief Dr. Tony Olisambeki, and our truthful guest. That's the way you put it, Barrister Ugunade. I'm totally joining my own heavenly voice. You say their voice is heavenly. I don't know if our own is also heavenly as well, but you say you are joining your heavenly voice to say that those that are against the real-time transmission of the election results or electronically, they are hypocrites and they must have questionable secretive decisions. Okay, so may this weekend bring us peace and happiness. Happy Valentine's Day. You're commenting live from FM Onitsha. Okoye Angoleka, good morning, my lovelies. Happy Valentine's Day. In Zekwe Celestine, the guest has just said it all. City boys are transactional and cannot be in any way compared with the obedient boys. So I would advise the young people to be aware, not to be deceived. Okay, Elozie Prince. Good morning. He says, good morning, Mr. Speaker, Tony Olisambeki, and the guests in the studio. My name is... Okay, you said quite a lot of things. I will just take as much as I can. You said your name is Prince from Memmarket Onitsha. You are talking about City Boy and Erufai. This, his statement when it comes to City Boys movement. I don't blame our brothers who accepted to be their brand ambassadors, because if they refuse, their properties and businesses will be targeted and nothing will happen, because the presidency has the judiciary in his pocket. Oh, you said quite a lot of things, but then I cannot take all of them because of time. And then you also have more Domo Dominic. Good evening. Well, you are joining from Japan. That's why you are saying good evening. Because when we started, we said the time in Japan. As we speak right now, when we started, it was around 9 or 10 minutes past 5 p.m. in Japan. So as of now, it will be gearing towards close to 7 p.m. So that's why you're saying good evening. More Dominic joining us from Japan, and there's so many of them who are outside the country joining us. I don't know if I can really reach out to all the real Arinze Batlomi and from Enorma. Good morning. That's what you're saying. He says, good morning, my honorable speaker, Tony Lisambeki, and the erudite barrister in the studio. Oh, you branded him erudite because...
erudite village boy.
Okay, you're a village boy. Okay, he said that his own is erudite village boy. Electronic transmission is sacrosanct, and our politicians may hide all they can. The effect of America and Nigeria will surely be felt in the 2027 general election. You say quite a lot of things. Time will not permit me to read that. And then, okay, Suleiman Gidado. Happy Valentine's Day to all Udala fan. Okay, that's Suleiman. Or Haji Simon, we see you. Desco Furniture. Also Francis, Omaganamane, and Mma Olebara, and there's so many of them. Zekwe Celestine, Funai Fresher, Case. There's so many of them. Please, we acknowledge all of you. We are completely out of time because we have to give Barrister Ubunadi time to respond to some comments, and then we come to a close. Let's have your time. Let's have the reactions to some of the things our callers and then those who are following us, some of the statements.
Yes. Let me start from the city boys, village boys, obedient arrangements or dichotomy. you can see from the reaction, people are not actually happy with the situation as it is in Nigeria today. And people want this change. There must be change. We are not operating the Indian caste system where if your father was a blacksmith, you become a blacksmith. If your father was a politician, you become a politician. Our brothers who are tagged or who claim to be city boys should also remember and always remember that they left some people in the village. And everybody cannot be so privileged like they are at a given time. If they are doing what they are doing for the purpose of protecting their business, they should protect their business with law, but not coming to destroy an agenda.
But you say also you do not blame them for joining because they are entitled to join any movement, any political movement. Somebody said we should not put our eggs in one basket. We should be there and we also be there. Be everywhere so that you don't lose out.
What I'm trying to say is that if you are canvassing an unpopular opinion, you should be wary of that.
Okay.
If you join any group, you should be made wary of the perils of membership. Okay. I cannot join a group where I will succeed as a person and my village people will hate me.
At the end of the day, if the power turns out to be good and then you remain in opposition, one was telling me that even the Afenifere supported somebody outside the region. Why they did that? Would you call them saboteurs? Because they felt that's what they want. You cannot call them just like a Yoruba man calling a Afenifere saboteur for choosing a political decision which they are entitled to. People are entitled to their political decisions.
English words. You rather, instead of calling them saboteurs, you rather say selfish interest. And in pursuing interest, in the pursuit of interest on earth, it is always self first.
Okay.
As we are here now, if something happened by force, you first of all try to run. You will tell me they run. You first of all try to run.
Right.
And I will do the same thing. Now, on the arrest of, or attempted arrest of Erufai, like somebody pointed out, just a phone call and the airport was saddled by persons who prevented the arrest. That's a very, very dangerous signal. Because he said he bugged the phone of the security advisor who arranged the arrest, he must have also arranged the people that came to the airport to stop his arrest. And if that continues, how secure are we in this country?
We have to go. We are completely out of time.
It's all right.
Thank you so much, Barrister Ugunade, a human rights activist, a village boy, and also an obedient boy, and the solicitor of the Supreme Court. Thank you so much. You drove all the way from Enugu, the capital city of Enugu State, to be here for this program. Is an enormous sacrifice. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, sir, for bringing me. I used to express my views to the public, and I thank the public for appreciating my candid taking position, and I assure the public that I will not change from who I am.
All right, that's your opinion, and your opinion remains your opinion. Your opinion cannot be the opinion of Udala FM.
Very well.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this very program. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your love. We appreciate your cause. Remember, today is Valentine's Day. Go and show love to somebody. Showing love means giving something to somebody. There must be exchange, especially the vulnerables. Those in orphanage homes, those in motherless babies' homes, those who are for one way or the other handicapped for one thing. Just give out something. And it's not just today. If you do today, you'll continue the Valentine because it should be a continuous thing. Thank you so much. The next program will be with Prestige. Prestige, where are you? You have to be here now. You have to summon yourself here. Prestige, what is actually going on in the world of the EPL, and also I know FA Cup will be holding today. Chelsea yesterday played. I don't know what they played. I think they played 3-0 or 4-0 with Pedro Neto scoring hat-trick.
Yes, so they won 4-0 against Hull City in the fourth round of the FA Cup. And also, it's a day for other teams to play. Arsenal, Brentford, the two sides who played in the midweek on Thursday. What a very cagey affair it was. So today, FA Cup matches lined up. La Liga fixtures as well. Bundesliga. PSG lost yesterday 3-1, and if Lens wins in the French Ligue 1 today, they will go 2 points ahead of them in the French standings, and a host of other matches expected. So stay here. We're right here with you on Udala Radio 104.7.
Sports Arena, that's the next program with Prestige. My name is Tony Olisa Mbeke, the Honorable Speaker. Do have a lovely day and happy Valentine to all of you.